You want to check that these are... And I don't know if you want to, like, you've obviously put these up for me, but we've got Leanne Coddington here as well, so we want to check whether
we can
adjust them for that. Yeah. All right. Need a sound check as well, or we're all good? Okay. All good. Okay. Well, it's wonderful to be down here at Hinchliffe Pier and celebrate what we've got on offer right across Queensland this spring. September's already kicked off with a great bang with Riverfire last night, an outstanding kick-off to the Brisbane Festival. But this all represents the way in which we'll see $63 million injected into the Queensland economy through events just in September alone. Events like Riverfire and the Brisbane Festival running all throughout the month, but also the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers, the Birdsville Races this weekend, but also the Cairns Amateurs up in far north Queensland as well. So many events delivering great opportunities for our visitor economy, and particularly we've seen this weekend off the back of not only Riverfire, but yesterday's fantastic Matildas v Canada match at Suncorp Stadium, where while the Matildas went down 1-0, we did see 25,000 wonderful fans getting out there and supporting the team. It was great to see that increase in support for our women's soccer team, our women's football team. It was great to see that the last time the Matildas played at Suncorp Stadium, they drew a crowd of 10,000. Yesterday, 25,000 people. So it's wonderful to see the way in which that's continued to kick off this great period for our visitor economy, and in particular the way in which that brought great numbers to the Brisbane accommodation and hospitality sector over this weekend. Riverfire always does a great job, but bringing the Matildas match to Suncorp at the same time was a great bonus for the way in which our Brisbane, particularly our Brisbane accommodation sector, is recovering. So that's been great news. But as we look forward towards the school holidays at the end of the month, we're seeing some great numbers for our accommodation providers right throughout the state. We're seeing up to over 80% accommodation booked already into the Whit Sundays. And in far north Queensland and Cairns and in North Queensland and Townsville and on places like the Sunshine Coast, we're seeing 75% as well. So I'd encourage people who are thinking about having a further break here in beautiful Queensland this school holidays, get your bookings in, because it's starting to narrow. People are taking up those opportunities pretty quickly. So I'd encourage you to get in and book and make sure you secure a great Queensland holiday.
So
All got we need.
A lot of corners of the state there. Is that the beauty of Queensland?
Oh, the absolute fantastic thing about Queensland is that we've got such a variety of destinations. Queensland has everything to offer to people wanting to have a great time, be it having time with their father here on Father's Day, or whether they're having time with friends, or they're just wanting to get maybe a couple or wanting to have a getaway. There's every offer, every opportunity here in Queensland, with so many different things to see and so many different experiences on offer. And encourage people to get up to Queensland.com, find out what are the best, latest offers in our tourism industry here in Queensland, and get around them and have a great time in a beautiful time of the year. And we'll see a lot of others from interstate and beyond also enjoying Queensland at this time of year as well.
Riverfire, obviously, last night. Do you have
a rough estimate on how many people attended and how many people hit up the festival?
Well, certainly we know the numbers from last year were in excess of people going into the CBD and South Brisbane, that South Bank area, were in excess of 250,000. No doubt that it was like that yesterday. Obviously, with the sun coming out in the late afternoon and it being a clear night, it ended up being a fantastic occasion, and it's good to hear that it's gone off with such a bang and supported all of our visitor economy, all of our hospitality venues, and those accommodation venues have done so well out of it as well.
What's the economic benefit from Riverfire, and how much does it actually cost?
Well, Riverfire and the Brisbane Festival delivers a $36 million benefit to the Brisbane economy. That's a really great set of figures to show that it delivers not only in relation to hospitality and accommodation, but it also delivers to our important arts sector as well. So many different shows right across the month, so many different performers, a great evidence of the way in which it delivers well for our community. Now, it's an example of a project that's a cooperation between Tourism and Events Queensland, the Brisbane Economic Development Authority, the way in which we work together with Brisbane Festival itself as an organisation. It's great to see that we contribute, but no question that contributes in a massive way back into our economy.
I suppose how much of a focus is it to have, like, I guess, so many irons in the fire where you try and create something for everyone? You might have someone in town who's just a sports fan, doesn't think of Riverfire, but they've got the Matildas to go to, and just kind of having as much variety as you possibly can.
Well, there's no question that the best way to maintain your dynamism in the market, in the appetite of visitors, is to connect with people, and the way in which we can connect with people, things that they're interested in, and that's a great big variety. People want to come and enjoy fantastic weather, enjoy a beautiful city, but having events that drive that is very important. And arts events like the Brisbane Festival, sport events like the Matildas match yesterday, and we'll have the Socceroos playing on the 22nd of... Sorry, I might start that again. And sports events like the Matildas yesterday, or indeed the Socceroos playing at Suncorp Stadium on the 22nd of September in their last match in Australia before the World Cup. There's something for everyone to get out and get involved.
Minister, in the spring calendar, is there any events where there's maybe a gap in the market that you'd like to see filled in sort of next year or coming years?
Well, we're always looking for new and dynamic interest and events, but one that was probably a bit of a gap, which we have seen some movement on only in this last week here in Brisbane, has been on some of the business events, seeing more business events coming into the city and across the state with all of our fantastic convention centre venues, particularly those world-class ones here in Brisbane, on the Gold Coast and in Cairns. It's great to see those re-emerging, and it was wonderful to be able to be at the Sports Innovation Week events here in Brisbane. An event, a set of activations, including conference that started in Melbourne a few years ago. We've seen it move to Brisbane for the first time, and it's going to be in Brisbane for the next couple of years at least. But certainly there was a lot of talk there at the event on Friday at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre that on our green and gold runway to 2032, that's an event that we'll probably see in Brisbane for many years to come. But those sorts of events do add significantly to our visitor economy, particularly to our midweek accommodation needs.
And do you know the projected numbers of interstate arrivals for the holidays coming up?
Sorry, I don't have those figures immediately to hand, but I don't know whether Leanne Coddington, the CEO of Tourism and Events Queensland, doesn't have those either immediately to hand. But let me assure you that the flight capacities that we've seen across our airports have been very, very strong. No question, we've got arrivals, movements from Brisbane Airport, on or close to the same as pre-pandemic levels. Sunshine Coast Airport operating well and above pre-pandemic levels. There's a great examples of the way in which we're having visitors coming from interstate. That domestic Australian market continues to be bearing great fruit for our destinations right across the state.
I suppose not to bring up too much of a sore point for Queenslanders or Brisbaneites especially. I suppose a couple of months ago you probably would have been hoping to see maybe a home final or something like that at Suncorp for the Broncos. A bit disappointed not to have that tourism event on the books.
Yeah, look, it would have been great to see some more Queensland finals, both here in Brisbane or indeed at the Townsville Stadium for the NRL. And indeed, it would have been good to see the Lions maybe put themselves in a position where they'd be having a home final beyond the one last Thursday night. I think that was a great example of how that delivered, but we can't arrange those things. What we can do is bring good content at the right time. So we are seeing some wonderful opportunities in the near future at our major stadia. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, we've got the Socceroos match against the All Whites, the New Zealand team. That last fixture for the Socceroos before they head to the World Cup at Suncorp Stadium on the 22nd of September. Next Saturday, we've got KISS, the final KISS concert in Australia at Seabus Stadium on the Gold Coast. So I encourage people to get out there and get around those opportunities. If that's maybe a way of sort of softening the blow of seeing the Broncos bow out of those finals, but looking forward to what we'll see with hopefully the Cowboys progressing strongly in the NRL.
That must be a hard thing to sort of plan for when you're in the dark about whether a team's going to have Suncorp Stadium to use.
It is. It does make it a real challenge, and it does make this period of the year a particular challenge to plan for. But we work around it really well. We've got a great cooperation that goes on between Tourism Events Queensland, Stadiums Queensland, and all of our partners in those major sports and the major music promoters in particular. We work really well together and do the best that we can, but there's a level of unpredictability, and that's the thing that people love about sport.
Yeah,
Good.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Might want to drop the mics down. No.
Still won't get home.
So the thing I wasn't saying on camera is that I am a Dragon supporter, and I loved it last night. People know. People know
Straight
that
on
I
from
am,
that.
so.
It's alright, I'm a Richmond man and was at the game.
Oh, I'm sorry then. I shouldn't have rubbed it in by mentioning it.
I'm the only Broncos fan here then.
I'll take the last 6 years.
Do you need an intro? Yeah. Leanne Coddington, CEO of Tourism and Events Queensland. We're looking forward to a bumper September school holidays. Australians have really supported Queensland this year, and we know that this September school holidays is going to be no different. But we really want to bring it home for the rest of the year. So we are encouraging all Australians to seize the days, come to Queensland and have that holiday. I think we're all reflecting and going, where has 2022 gone? So don't miss the opportunity. Come and have that holiday here before the end of the year and support our amazing Queensland tourism operators and experiences right across the state. Yep. Cool.
Okay. Cool. Thanks all.
Any other questions?
And do you want to get any cutaways or anything?
Yeah, well, I was having.
And then we can all let everyone try and get on with the rest of their Father's Day, whether that means flying